And I'd like to welcome you all to our Module 1 review game where we'll be seeing how much you know about the introduction to your iPad. Some of the topics today include iPad basics, Apple accounts, Zoom, and email. So you may have to look at your iPad, like your actual iPad. You may have to look on the screen. You may just know it. So hope you all learned something new today. All right. So I'm going to share my screen here on my iPad. Okay. So hopefully all of us are on our iPads or something similar. Again, if you're on your iPhone, many things are similar, but some are a bit iPad specific. So you'll kind of see that in the presentation. So let's see what we can do. So I just shared my screen. We're going to talk about Zoom, but yes, I just hit share at the bottom. Okay. And then I hit screen and then I hit start broadcast. So if you host your own meetings, you can then share your screen so you can show whatever's on your iPad. So I think that's pretty neat. So starting us off with some basics. Okay. So how how do I how can I know what kind of iPad I have? Some of you may have a seventh gen iPad, a ninth gen iPad, another kind of iPad, or if you're on your iPhone, how would you be able to tell what kind of phone that you have by looking it up?
You go to settings and
Okay,
and
anyone can
then
share.
you
Uh-huh.
can go to okay, let's see, go to settings, go to let's see, go to general.
Which we're already in when you're
We're
in
already
going
in
settings.
about, go
Mhm.
to about,
You got it.
and then
Yeah.
there it is.
I know that's right, Geraldine. Let's do some snaps and claps for Geraldine. That was so succinct and you did that thing. So wonderful, Geraldine. So here, yes, you can see the model name. So I have a ninth generation iPad, and it even tells you what version of the operating system you're on. So I haven't updated mine. I need to, shame on me, I need to update my device, but I'm on 26.0. But as we went over this morning, the latest update is 626.2. So make sure you update your devices. You can see that. You can also name your iPad. So I have my name is iPad 123. But look, I can just tap and then I can adjust it. So you can put it, I could put Alex's iPad if I want to. um, so it's whatever you like to name it. And that's what it will appear under, like your devices under your Apple account. We'll go into that in a second, but you can name the device. So it's just easily recognized. Whether it's like from device to device or yep, if you're sharing something on another screen, casting to your TV, you may have the name of the iPad. You may see that. So just so you know. um, any questions on this or comments? It's always good to know what you have. If you're at an Apple store, you may need no. You see the other information there. It says model number, serial number. You may or may not need this information. Um, I know Apple does just to kind of track, how many iPads, whatever they're out, whatever all that stuff. So, this is just about your device. So wonderful job. uh, let's see. What do you use to charge your iPad? What are the two things that you have? And you can unmute yourself and share. What are the two things that you have, most likely have, that you use to charge your iPad? What are those two things called?
Power cord,
Yeah, the cord. Okay, I'll take that. The cord and the what?
the plug, power
Yes,
plug.
plug. Yes, the cord and the plug. You got it, Mr. Adams. We have many different colloquial terms that we use. Some people say box. I'm not sure why, but sometimes it does look like a little box. Cord, cable, charger, etc. So yes, it's the ones for the iPad ninth generation. Again, you received a, Lightning to USB-C cable. So the cable, the cord, and you also received a 20-watt USB-C power adapter. So those are what those two things are called. So if you ever need to purchase a new charger, maybe hopefully it never happens. Like now you step on the charger, it gets cut or damaged, whatever. Those are the two kind of terms you will search for when getting a new charger cord. So depending on for any device, tech device, okay, it's really important to know which one it goes to. But for the 9th gen iPad, it's the USB cable and the adapter. Okay, if you literally search the iPad 9th gen charger set or charger, whatever, you'll see it come up as well. So okay, good job.
But
Two out
how
of
did you call it? The USB cable and the adapter? Is that what you say?
yes, there's different kinds of USB cables. So okay, so my phone has the bit of the wider cord. So the end of the cord, if you look at my video, it will look like this.
Yeah.
Hmm. But my iPad, and again, this is when Apple was only doing this kind. My charger for my iPad looks a little different on the end. Okay, where the part it goes into the iPad. My iPad charger and cable looks like this. So you see the differences between the two?
One is bigger than the other one. Look like
Yeah,
that.
yeah. One is bigger than the other. So it's really important that you get the correct charger for your device. Again, this one goes to my phone, okay, and my laptop. But my iPad and my older iPhone right here takes the older cord, okay, the one that looks like this.
The
Okay,
small. Okay.
smaller one. Okay, so it's all about taking a look at your where you plug your iPad into charge. Okay, so here I have my iPad right here. Where is the charger? Or port? Where do I plug the
At,
cord into the iPad?
at the bottom. The
Uh-huh.
bottom of the iPad.
Yes, below the what, Mr. Thomas?
Oh,
Below the
God.
what?
Home key.
Yes, the
Home
home.
button.
Good. The home button, right below
Okay.
the home button.
Right. Home button.
That's where,
Right.
that's where the core is located. So, good job. So, make sure when you plug it in and plug it out, you be very gentle. Make sure when it's charged, keep the cord in mind. Don't trip over it. We don't want to fall, none of that, but we don't want to step on it, damage it, right? Because if we take it out too fast or um, flick it some way, shape, or form, it may damage the internal hardware, the actual machinery. So we just want to be very careful when we're unplugging and plugging our device and knowing where our devices are. So when I have my iPad plugged in, I typically can just make sure that it's safe, stable, in a place where it won't move, things of the nature. So you know where those areas are in your
One thing not to do. One thing not to do is to pull on the cord.
you see how
Never pull on the cord to take it out.
you
press-
pull on the hard part, right?
Right.
Yes,
Exactly.
yeah, my phone right here, you don't pull it out. If any device, not just this cord, but any cord, do not pull from the actual cord itself. You pull from the
From the
hard,
hard part. Right.
as much as you can, depending on the cord. If the cord doesn't have like a hard, the hard part to it, or which most do, just be very gentle. So don't be scared, but just be gentle. Okay, good. Okay.
That so it's two different ones.
Okay. We went over this morning, so we know the iPads have a certain capacity. We're almost there already. What do we hit to check the storage of our device?
Oh.
We're already in settings, we're already in general. What do we tap to check the storage of our device?
Oh,
The
iPad
accessibility.
storage.
iPad storage.
Yes. It's always good to take a look at this, at least, once a month, twice a month, however, it really depends, but the more you use it, the more you should check it out. Here is where you can see 9th generation iPads have a total of 64 gigabytes of internal storage. Okay, we've talked about iCloud in the past and use it now, but that's the external storage in the cloud from Apple. But internally on the iPad, and this cannot be changed, uh, it depends on what iPad you have. Ninth generation is 64 gigabytes. Some of us may have a seventh generation iPad, and those have 32 gigabytes of storage. So I have 64. How much does it say that I've used so far?
52.4.
Yes, 52.4. So I'm really at the cusp. I always kind of recommend you have about 10 to 15 gigabytes of free storage available, just so, just like humans, they have a bit of room to breathe. And that way, when a new update and especially an upgrade comes out, you have enough storage for that upgrade update. So you can have the latest features and apps and security updates on your device, right? They give you recommendations on certain things. So look, I could review my photos and videos and maybe save a few gigabytes, which I would probably do. You can, but it may depend. You can see for here, by default, apps were organized by size. So some of my higher usage apps for storage are like photos. I have 2.82 gigabytes. That's what GB stands for. So almost 3 gigabytes of storage. Same thing for slides. I have almost 3 gigabytes of data for that particular app. Yes, I have quite a few presentations in there, and I have quite a bit of photos. So the actual app takes storage itself, but look, 265 megabytes. That's the app size. Very small. Like, but I have a lot of documents and data in there. That's why that's so high. But all the other apps and most apps on the iPad take less than a gigabyte of storage. Ones that take up more are typically like high animation games, high quality, those things. Some games can be 5, 10, even 15 gigabytes of data. Those are the very, very huge ones. But some games and apps can take up quite a bit of storage. So it's really good to take a look at which ones you have. If you haven't used it in a while and you don't think you may use it, you can delete it from here. We learned this morning how you can hold the screen or hold an app, hit that minus and delete the app. So you can go through your apps that way and be like, okay, I don't play this anymore. But you can also, be in the iPad storage and be like, okay, let me go to this app. It may not need it anymore. And then you can either offload it. So you can basically free the app size, but keep the data. So if I offloaded Duolingo, which I don't, I use it every day, I would save 525 megabytes of storage, but keep the 401 for the data. If I delete the app, then everything is deleted. And depending on the app, you may lose some information. But for Duolingo, it's you have to sign in or whatever and get that progress. But if you do sign in and get save that progress, you can then be able to sign in again. But each app is going to be a bit different. So
okay,
uh-huh. You have
okay.
a question?
I was trying to figure out. I'm sorry, I'm talking over you. I'm sorry.
You have a question?
Yeah, I was trying to figure out which one is better to use, far as to delete it or even to offload it.
That's a good question. It depends on the app, Dolores. So I've deleted quite a few apps from my device, so it's a little hard to see, but let's say okay, New York Times games. So it just depends on how much of each is being used. There are some apps that are very big but don't have a lot of data, and there are some apps that are very small in size but you have a lot of info in there. So it just depends on what you're trying to do. If you're just trying to save storage, I'd really just think about it. I mean, there are some apps that you just won't delete. So it's really all in that. I would say it depends.
So to save storage, you would use the delete to save the storage.
Well, yes, you would delete when you hit delete, you would get rid of the most amount of storage. So the answer to your question is yes, but it just depends. I think what's more important is if you actually use the app. So if you don't use the app and it is taking quite a bit of storage, if you need to, again, I recommend you don't have to delete every single app you don't use. Sometimes I just leave things on there and I may get to it not eventually, but just, I don't mind them sitting there. But as long as you have about 10, 15, 20, I would say 10 to 15 gigabytes of storage free,
Mhm.
then I would say you're good to go. I'm just saying it's always good to look at this number once in a while and see if you if you try to update or upgrade your iPad software and it says you need more storage, then yes, I will look through and see really what you don't use and try to delete that so you can create enough storage for that update or upgrade.
And you can delete it both two ways. The way you're showing it as far as this screen right here, and also um off the what is this, what you call that screen? The home screen when you do the wiggles.
Yeah, I thank you for saying that. That's exactly right. Again, there are so many different ways to do different things on the iPad that result the same. And it's just how you want to see it. Do you want to just look at the icons and just think, hey, did I use it? Have I used it a lot? Do I want to delete it? Or do you want to be a bit more not technical, but more info? You want to see, hey, this takes up this amount of storage. Let me see if I would just want to delete it, but maybe I really need those documents. Maybe that you can, this is how you can only offload it from here. But if you just want to simply delete an app, then you can just go to the home screen and do that as well.
Okay, thank you.
Mhm. Good question. So all in all, check your storage once in a while, have about 10 to 15 gigabytes of storage available. So I would say 50 to 55 is like you're kind of like your max. But I use my iPad quite a bit. It just depends on what you do on it. So I use my iPad every day, every other day. So I have quite a bit. So everyone's going to be a bit different.
Mhm.
Good. Good job. Okay. If I wanted to adjust, or let's say I'm in my friend's house and I wanted to connect to their connection, where do I go?
Wait a minute, what's that question again?
If I went to my friend's house and I wanted to connect to their internet or their connection, what do I do?
Yeah,
Where do I go? What's my first step? I'm on the home screen. Where do I go? And you can unmute yourself and share.
Hmm.
If I'm trying to check on my connection, my internet connection, where do I go? And what's the first
Well,
thing that I hit?
control. Control.
Internet connection.
Okay, well,
Well,
that's one
you
way.
go to
That's
settings.
not wrong. That's not someone said control center. That's another way of doing it. So I
Mhm.
would love to go over that way in just a second. But yes, for the most information that you can see on the screen, yes, you would go to settings, and then what
Oh,
would you tap on?
settings. Okay.
Wait a minute.
And then what would you tap on?
Wi-Fi.
Yes, Wi-Fi.
Mhm.
Okay, you all are.
Oh,
Yes, so don't overthink it, right? We're just going
yeah,
over some
I
basics.
couldn't comprehend the question.
I was trying to say it without saying the answer, so that's why I
Yeah,
said
yeah.
internet.
Go click on Wi-Fi. Well, click on it.
Uh-huh.
Let's see what happens.
Yeah, so you'll see
I'm at my
all the
friend's
You
house.
see all of the
you see the ones
places.
you're connected to, you see all of your other networks you've connected to, and all the other networks that are around you. So
Mhm.
if you and I know I'm connected to the Wi-Fi as well.
Oh,
Um,
no wonder.
so look at the top right. What do you see at the top right that shows that I'm connected to Wi-Fi?
Well, you see
Where?
that
I
you
said,
see the red box.
Mm-hmm.
what red box?
Does that show me that I have Wi-Fi?
Well, I don't know. Next to Wi-Fi, I see those three lines.
You're at the top right, you're at the red button, and you're saying to the right of it. You're seeing those three little
Three
semicircles?
lines, three circles, semicircles.
Yes,
Oh,
those
the
little yes.
connection.
That's the
That's
Wi-Fi sign.
Yes, the Wi-Fi symbol. So you can it doesn't matter where you're at on your iPad, you can always look at the top right. You can see your battery connection, of course. Mine's at 70%. And I can see right next to it that Wi-Fi symbol. That means I know that I am connected to the internet, to the Wi-Fi.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm. So yes, you go to settings, you go to if you are at a new place, You've never been there before. You with your iPad, you're probably not connected to the internet. And I have Xfinity. I love Xfinity because of the Xfinity Wi-Fi hotspot. So even where I may not think I have connection, I have those. But if I'm again at a friend's house and I don't have that available or anywhere, then connect to their Wi-Fi, and that way you'll be able to do the things that you can do on the internet, which is a lot
So,
of things.
so when you see the Wi-Fi in the blue, you see Xfinity One. That lets you know you are already connected, and also you can look up for the three half circles.
Yes, and if you didn't say my router name or the router you're connected to, it would say not connected.
Not connected. That's right.
Yeah, it would say that if you're not connected to any Wi-Fi, it will say not connected, and you will not see that Wi-Fi symbol at the top right. So
Oh,
if you just see the battery percentage and you don't see that symbol, you're not connected to the internet. So it's always good just to look at the different symbols and
so
just
that's why when some people go to a restaurant, they ask for what is your Wi-Fi number? I've heard somebody ask that once before.
I mean, sometimes I do that on my phone too, and sometimes you don't even have to ask. A lot of restaurants, when you go to settings and then hitting Wi-Fi, you may see, let's say you are at Chipotle, you would see Chipotle guest, or
Mhm.
that way. So that way you don't even have ask unless you don't see it. But when I'm at a restaurant, that's what I typically do. I go to settings and then I try to see if they have some Wi-Fi. I don't mind it. I mean, the data. If my data works, my data works. But everyone's in a different spot. You may not have unlimited data. You may this or that. So Wi-Fi tends to be more stronger mostly of the time. More stable. So I would say it's whenever I'm at my friends or especially when I'm home, I connect to my Wi-Fi because it's, very, very strong, very, very good. So, yes, make sure you check out settings and Wi-Fi, and that's how you stay connected, no matter where you're at.
And you know why I asked? I mean, I'm glad you brought that subject up because the other day a gentleman was here with doing some work in my house, and he was on his phone, and then he said, "Oh, I gotta go outside." He said because I don't have any connection here, and I thought maybe he just wanted to go outside because he didn't want me to hear what he was talking to the other salesperson about.
Mhm.
Because and I didn't understand. I'm like, well, my phone is working while yours is not working.
Yeah, everyone's on a different plan, a different provider. Some are more stronger than others, and um, people know how to operate their devices differently. So they may think that or do that. So, but when you hear that, yes, the connection, hey, he might have had very low bars or reception, and he may have needed to step outside to take that
Well, he
call.
just went to the front part of my house. I just think he was
Mhm.
just had to call his boss and they want me to hear what he was saying. But now that you, because I'm like, why didn't he just ask for my Wi-Fi? I mean, to use my Wi-Fi instead of going outside, as he said.
Well, yes, his cellular data plan. Yes, again, cell plan again,
You didn't
and
want
just
you
like
to.
Wi-Fi, some parts of the city, the Wi-Fi could be amazing, and in some places it can be not so amazing, and that could be just due to different reasons where the towers are located, except can get congestion. Um, with the multi-unit apartment homes, I've seen a lot of where the connections may not be as best as they can be for certain folks. So in different areas, all the Wi-Fi and cellular data, again, your connection on your phone, may
So he
differ.
might be telling a semi-truth huh, when he said he had to go outside because he wasn't getting good.
Yes.
And when my niece come over here, they don't have that problem when they on their cell phone. I'm just
Well,
saying, no, I mean, I know you don't know.
I know that's a blessing though.
That's the first time I heard that when he made that statement. He said, I
Mhm.
gotta go outside because I'm not getting good connection. And he only did went to the front part of my house. That's all. Okay. Moving
It,
on.
No, no, no. It's so important. One, if two folks may be in the same area, but their reception may be completely different.
Oh, okay.
So that's why if you can connect your device to Wi-Fi. Good, good. I love that. Good job. Um, all right. I have my iPad right here. I'm gonna probably just turn the screen share off. Let me see. It's fine. I have my iPad right here. Where is my front camera located? And I have my iPad right here. Where is my front camera located?
It's right at the top in the center.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And you may, if you look at your iPad again, you see it because it's differently. It's a little circle and it's a little gray when you kind of look into it. You notice that front camera's there, right? That's what you all use when you're on Zoom. When you first join, when you join the Zoom, you use that front camera. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Where's the where's the
Back.
back camera?
I know you asked that question.
Where is it? I flipped my iPad. Where is
I
it?
can see it in the back. I see it. It's right around the back in the center.
Upper
Not
left,
not in the center. Yeah,
It's
yeah,
not in the
yeah.
upper
center.
left hand side.
The right hand side. Okay,
Yeah,
okay,
so it's my I'm holding it with the home
Mine's on
button
the
above.
left.
okay. I
I'm not
see
sure
it.
how
I
you
see it.
yes. That is where the camera is on your
Yeah,
iPad.
yeah.
But I'm so happy you brought the middle one up. So basically, yes, we learned the iPad has kind of two microphones. So this basically these little holes right here allow, your voice to be heard, even though you may have a case on your
Microphone.
device. Yeah, so it's very tiny, but that's where they are located on your device. But yes, the back camera, and if you have a case on your iPad, there's a spot usually that's right here and it's open. So
Mhm.
make sure you once in a while you take you see this little microfiber cloth thing. Just
Yeah.
make sure you wipe down your device once in a while with it to get rid of, especially in the camera, if you're trying to take a beautiful photo
Clean it
with
up.
your iPad, and make sure you use that cloth and just kind of, going in there and you'll notice the difference when you want to take a photo. Okay, when was the last time I recommend a little bit of rubbing alcohol sometimes, just cleaning. Uh, how do you all clean your iPad, or did you learn how to clean it today?
I
Not, learn- not learn how to, you know what I
wipe
mean.
mine's off.
It's
You know
clean
what I
with
mean.
clean towel. I
Mhm.
use
Yes,
the
yes. Just
that what you call those.
like these, the little cloths. I mean, like the one for the glasses. Is that what you're saying,
Yeah,
Louise?
something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I use a towel.
Yep.
Just
I
wipe it. But
clean.
I'm surprised you said something about rubbing alcohol to put that on it.
Well,
Yes,
can you use a Windex?
No.
I use the
I wouldn't. You would rather use not a little bit of not a water, but rub alcohol. Just put a little smidge, and it really does help with the oils and stuff.
I use
But
the Clorox wipe and wipe the whole thing.
Yeah, that's right. I use my wipes.
yeah, you just got to be very careful because if that moisture gets into the iPad, you know.
Oh, it's dry.
So you gotta,
Oh.
yeah, just try to get one of these microfiber cloths, but just keeping your device clean, just like how keep your kids clean. You gotta keep your other kid clean.
Did you say you use a little bit of rubbing alcohol on that?
On a paper, yes, on a little, paper towel, little or a
Yeah.
little cloth, that, it definitely works and, evaporates very quickly. That's why when someone said Clorox, I was like, ooh,
Yeah,
it's
I said Clorox.
Yeah.
no,
Clorox.
you
No,
got, I would, that's a little, I've never done that. So
It must be working. She still got it.
I yeah.
I would just, anything around technology, and I would try not to do anything
you're right.
sentient, you know what I'm saying? But that's okay. I mean, if it is glass, that's what I'm saying. It's glass. As long as you wipe it with something that's not bad to glass, then
Not abrasive. Yeah.
yes, thank you.
Right.
Thank you, please. And just being sensible and just keeping our iPads clean is so important. Just like our phones, right? When you have our phones, because you have a touchscreen phone, unfortunately, these things may carry some germs. So
Yes, they do.
we touch the door, we touch others, we touch whatever the handle, and our phone kind of tracks that. So we keep your phone clean because once you're on your phone, then you go to your iPad and you go back and then, just many, and just more ways to keep ourselves safe. So keep your devices clean. Okay. Where good. Hope you all learned something. Let's see. we already talked about the home button. It's right above that charging port where we plug, the cable into the iPad. And then this home button, it's so important for many different features. So next week when we do module 2, we'll go really deep into the home button, but that's the only button on the top of the screen. You all realize that, right? The iPads are very simple. On the screen, like on top right here, there is no other button on the screen besides the home button.
Right.
Okay. So just think, all in all, home button, damn, you're good to go. But that's one of the main things with it. When I tap it, I can go to my home screen. And again, look, you can be in Zoom, you can do other things, you can, go to one app, go out, go to another, come back in, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So very important for that home button. Where are the volume buttons on the iPad?
The what?
On
Where are
the
the
side,
volume
on the
buttons?
what side is that? When you stand it parallel,
Yes.
it's on the
So,
right side.
yes, if you're holding your iPad with a home button at the bottom and looking to yourself, yes, there are on the right side, where above it is the power button, right? So
The what button?
The
yes,
power.
power
Turn it
button.
on.
So at the very top right of the iPad, that one singular button, that is the power button. If I hit it, it
What
turns my
happened to you?
thing off. Okay, but that's where the other buttons are on the iPad. Okay, so all in all, you only have 4 buttons, and that makes things so easy. On the latest iPhone, let's see, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And only 5 buttons on the newest device. So I mean, it makes things pretty simple on navigation. So yes, you have the power button here at the top right, and to the side are 2 buttons next to each other.
Those are the volumes.
Yes, so look, if I just press it once, you see at the top, if I hold it this way too, either way, you see what happens when I hit it? You
Yeah.
see the little volume bar, so you can visually see where your volume is at when you hit that button. So look, mine's about halfway. If I hold it all the way, I just turned it all the way off, the sound. If I hold it, the volume up button, it turns it all the way up. So yes, someone mentioned it earlier. This is in module 5, but someone mentioned it earlier. When we do module 5, already know about the control center. You swipe from the very top right of the screen, and then you see all these different controls that you can adjust without having maybe to go to settings or settings, or maybe the music app or other apps here. And you can very quickly access these different tools, whether it's adjusting your brightness with this drag and pull, or your volume. You see that phone icon, and maybe an audio icon if you have headphones, and maybe a headphone icon. That's how you can adjust your volume as well. Okay, amongst all these other shortcuts. So make sure you use that control center. But yes, those are some of the buttons that are used on your device. Okay, all right. Where on my screen, what can you use to make a video call, and what can you use to take a photo or a video?
What can you use to make a video call? FaceTime?
FaceTime.
Yes, sounds good. And what can you use to take a video or a picture?
Camera. The camera.
Camera app. Okay, good. When was the last time you used the camera app? What did you do?
I did a video call with my children. I did on Christmas Day.
That's FaceTime. I love that, Louise. When was the last time you used the camera app? Where did you take a photo or a video?
Yesterday.
You know, I'm guilty of not using that camera app. I need to start using it. I haven't used it.
It's a beautiful camera. I mean,
it takes beautiful pictures.
I know. So when you take the camera, go right to your photos, right?
Yeah, it goes right to your Photos app. So if you take a photo or a video, it will be in your Photos app. We go over both of these in module 4. But yes, these are some of them, I love to take pictures on my phone and my iPad too. It's there are many features of that. You can take time photos, like a family photo or a group photo. You can FaceTime. You can make free video calls to one or more people, which is amazing. So convenient. I FaceTime my friends all the time.
I use the FaceTime, but I don't use the camera. I do use the FaceTime.
Well, try out the camera app and take that beautiful photo or video, and it's very very if I just have my camera right here, but it will take some very beautiful photos and pictures and all that wonderful stuff. So make sure you tinker around with it, and you can even take a slow-mo photo, a panoramic picture, a slow-mo photo, a time-lapse video. It's just a simple photo or video works, and you can even time it, change the camera so I can do my front camera or the back camera. You see, it's like, seeing it's very good. I mean, you guys look very good in the cameras on Zoom, and that's because the cameras on the iPads are very good. I mean, this device is about 4 or 5 years old, but even with that, it still has amazing quality video in pictures. So try to take, especially it was just the holidays. We always try to recommend you Zoom, and that way during the holidays you take some beautiful memories and photos. But nothing like 2026. You can fill your photos out full of beautiful photos of your experiences, videos with your friends and family, and just of anything. So try to use that camera app and of course FaceTime even more to stay connected.
Well, I'm glad we got FaceTime because like I have been housebound and not being able to go to any functions. And I think about my sisters when they go, because one of my sisters just celebrated her 85th birthday on a cruise and I wasn't able to go. But thank God they thought about me and they FaceTime. So I was home, but they was, I still was at the party.
That was
Hello?
good.
Yeah, technology.
Hello?
So amazing.
Yeah.
Hello?
Hello?
Technology is so amazing.
Yeah.
Hello?
That really made me feel good. I mean, they was having a good time and I was having a good time at home.
Hello?
Yes, Miss Annie, Miss Dolores for sharing something. Did you have a question?
Oh, no, I didn't.
Okay, you were saying hello. You didn't have a question?
I know. I had forgot about what it was.
Okay, well, just let us know if you remember. Okay, I'm right
All
here.
right. Thank you.
It's nice to have you on. Make sure you check your daily email, and we had a 10 a.m. and a 12 p.m. today, so make sure you catch us next week. Okay.
Yeah. So
okay.
that was nice. I said, thank God for new technology.
Yeah, FaceTime, free video calls. I mean, I've all time and time again. I just like in Zoom, just the technology. Me being able to present during the mayor's party, you could see it, and even though you're not physically there. So I mean, you gotta make sure you utilize all the little things, but that make a big difference.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's some rapid fire questions for you all. If I wanted to look up directions to anywhere, what app would I go to?
The map.
Oh, the map.
Maps, yes. Again, you see my screen, right, everyone? So
yeah, I see you.
Yeah, the map app.
Okay.
Yeah.
When was the last time you used the Maps app? You can use it to do it by car, by train, by walk.
I use the map app all the time on my iPhone. Even if I know the direction, I still use it because it'll tell you where the police are, the police.
Yeah.
and it'll tell you, so you can slow down. You can slow down. So I use the map app all the time.
Is that why you use it, Jeremy?
Well, yeah. When I already know the directions, that's the reason I use it.
It
If
tells
I
you.
already know the direction, I still use it, especially if I'm going, out in Maryland somewhere, out a long distance. Yeah, I use it.
No, I wasn't talking about that. I'm talking about for the policeman.
Well, yeah, because you want to know where the scanners are. You want to know where the police set up.
Well, yes, they don't have that on Apple Maps, maybe in other third-party apps.
Well, they have it on this app right here that I'm looking at. That map. That's what I use.
Well, I know what I do know, and maybe I haven't paid attention.
My brother does that too.
I know it says the speed limit wherever you're at, which is very convenient. It shows you when you do directions, it shows you exactly when you're going to be there, how far you are, the next direction, if there's traffic because of the different colors. Like the red color means it's a lot of traffic in the area. Mm-hmm.
No, that's a good one.
There's speed trap ahead.
Yeah, the speed trap. That's what I'm trying to say. I try to do it so that I can know the speed traps.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sometimes they do let you. Yes, it will say. For me, I haven't experienced it too much, but when yes, they do have those things to help you with making sure you don't get a ticket.
Yeah, that's why I use it.
But it's also good. Even though I may not drive or is in the nature, I still use the Maps app for other things. You can search for a location and get a lot of information on that location.
How long it take you to get to your destination too.
Mm-hmm. You can also have it where when you're in the directions, again, I want you to explore these apps as, just kind of check things out and kind of learn and see. But when you type in a destination, you can either look for the directions now, or you can even plan ahead in time. So maybe tomorrow, how long would it take versus how long would it take right now? Because, 5 p.m. in DC is very different than maybe 2 p.m. in DC.
Yeah, that's true.
So it's sometimes it's good to look ahead, but it's cool to see on the maps. You can see the landmarks, you can tap the stores or the photos or an area, you can zoom in. There are so many different uses, so check out that.
You can see what's surrounding the area you're going to. You can see the buildings that are around there. You can look and see everything,
and they tell you the quickest route.
Yeah. I use it all the time.
Yeah, I have my iPhone too, and I certainly do. Sometimes even when, maybe I'm in an Uber and I still go on my Maps app and type in the location, and that way I can just kind of see what that says versus the Uber. There are many uses. It's always good to know directions. You don't have to look at a map and guess. Technology, you know exactly what's going to happen. If you got to get there at 12:30, it says you're going to get there at 12:45. You're probably not going to get there at 12:30 with that method, right? If you're driving to a destination and it says 12:45 on your Maps app or technology, it's right. No matter how much you don't want to be late. I'm just teasing, but that happened to me. I was like, dang, I thought I would get here by 9 o'clock, but it did say 9:10. That was on me. Things of that nature, right? So that's good. Here's a good one. I haven't talked about this, but I'll talk about it now. How do I download new apps? Where do I go?
You go to the App Store.
Mm-hmm. And it's that blue icon on the screen, right? With that white letter A. Mm-hmm. And I just mentioned this. I should have mentioned this morning, but it's okay. You have your toolbar at the top, so you can look at all the most recent new apps, all these different events that are going on in the games, new apps, new articles. So you can see the favorites or certain I saw stories or articles for Christmas apps, for New Year's apps, or all of these different sections right here. So I highly recommend you check out the App Store for the games, for the apps, and there's something for everybody. Okay, here's a question again, not module 1, but how can I update apps at once, or how do I see when the last time an app was updated? What do I tap on my screen right here? What do I tap on my screen? What do I tap on my screen if I want to see when's the last time an app was updated, or how to update the different apps on my iPad, or check on them.
Go to apps, would you?
Go to settings.
So it's right here on the screen. I'm in the apps. I'm
Would you go to apps?
not going to go to settings to check on how to update apps.
Wait a
So
minute.
this
Go to
is a good
settings.
question. So this is, where do I tap here on this? It's here on the screen. There's no settings here on the screen per se, but where do I
Search or no? I'm guessing now.
So search is used for searching different
Yeah, I
apps.
know. I said, let me be quiet.
It's okay. No, no, no. You're thinking it through. So I love that. Again, what icon do I hit to check on my account in the App Store, but also how to update apps or check when they were last updated?
I want to say apps. Tap on apps.
So look, if I tap on that, that just shows me what apps are available. And I could do that, but it's not, this is not the main, that's not the main purpose of the.
Thought it was settings in general.
Okay.
Tap on your name.
Okay, where's my
Where's your name at?
Where's my name on the screen here, Ms. Dina?
In settings.
Not on this.
Tap on your name.
Yes,
It's
AB. AB.
The five.
Yes.
Oh, your name.
AB.
Yeah, so I have AB there, but you may have your profile picture from your Apple account. So it may be your initials there, it may be another icon, but yes, the top right corner of the screen.
Yeah, the top.
Right? So you go to settings in general to update your iPad, but you go to the App Store and hit that icon at the top right to update your apps. Does that make sense?
Oh.
Also, the AB stands for Alex Bell.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes,
right.
if you don't have a profile picture, you will see your initials, or you will see whatever your name is on your iPad is. So yes.
So if you have a profile picture, you just click the profile picture,
whatever
and then
is top right. You see if I'm in games, if I'm in apps, whatever I'm in, I still have that icon at the top right to tap.
Yeah. Oh, I see.
Good. Yeah. So.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's the first time I heard that. So.
Oh, we've gone over quite a bit, but I'm so happy that you see it now and starting your 2026 off right, because it's so important to be able to look at this again. When you tap at the top right, you will see your account information. You can see what apps you have, maybe some like if you got your Netflix subscription through the app in the App Store, you'll see that. Any notifications per se. And there's some other features here, but look what happens when I scroll up. Again, I'm using my finger and I'm scrolling up. It says I have 2 apps that upcoming automatic updates. So these will update automatically, but I can just hit update all, and that way I can physically update my different.
Oh, so that's probably because I never used that before. So which means that my apps are being updated automatically because I never used that before.
Not all of them. So I would go there right now. Hit your home button, go to App Store, tap that icon, and see what it says. And look here, I can see all my recently updated apps. So that solitaire game we played, it was just updated last week with some new levels. YouTube was updated, new bugs that were fixed, improved performance. Netflix got a new update as well. The New York Times Games has a year in game. So again, these updates are various things, new things in the game, new things in the app, but you can also see like what's been, updated.
See what they.
Okay, Alice, I'm in mine now, and I'm seeing like open, Google open, Canopy open. All I'm just saying open.
Well, that means if you don't see update anywhere or update all, then all of your stuff is updated. So again,
so they must be updated automatically. Okay.
Yeah, you got to see. I appreciate asking that because you have to see what is there and what is not there. If you don't see where it says updated all in this section, then most likely all of your apps are updated.
Right. They must be doing it automatic because I've never done this before. But thanks for sharing now. No, thank you.
Yes. Oh, I try to check once in a while. I just checked on my iPad and I was like, dang, I haven't looked at it on my phone in quite a minute. So when I go here on my iPhone too, I tap my icon at the top right, and yes, it looks like yesterday there was an update to an app. I hit update all, And yes, all my other ones. My Google app was updated. My Paramount app was updated yesterday. My Duolingo was updated yesterday here on my phone. So it's really, just make sure you check out that app store and keep your
I got
keep that.
stuff on here that I didn't know I had. That's some Tile Explorer. I don't know nothing about that.
Snaps. Make sure
Okay.
you do your spring cleanup. Good job.
Stretching and flexibility. I don't know nothing about that.
Mhm.
Thank you, Alex. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Mhm. We're almost there, folks. So we talk more about this next week, but who can explain what Siri is?
What was
Siri is a digital assistant.
Siri is an assistant?
Your assistant.
Okay, I found this on the web.
Oh,
from
she's
the
talking. She heard me talking.
You said it and
I
you
use
activated
it a
it
lot.
on your phone, Carolyn. So that was amazing. Yes. So that was my next question. What are the two ways you can activate Siri? So yes, one is with your voice, as Geraldine demonstrated. What's the other way you can activate Siri? With your finger?
You use the side button. The side button
Well,
on your iPhone.
well, on your phone, on your iPad, what button do you hold?
The bottom.
Yes, the home button.
The home
Right?
button.
Yeah, the home button.
Home button.
That's
I
right.
never used that for Siri.
Yes, you hold the home button for Siri, or if you have it set up, you can use your voice. But because we're in Zoom, when you're on a Zoom or a FaceTime on your phone or iPad, you cannot use Siri because you're already using the voice for Zoom or FaceTime. Okay, so I can't demonstrate it for you here on the iPad, but just like it happened to Geraldine, I can do it here on my phone. Hey Siri, what's the weather today?
Expect some clear skies today.
And look, a little tooltip comes up. If I tap on it, it takes me straight to the weather app. It's 59 degrees right now. So I hope everyone takes a little walk outside and gets some vitamin C.
Now I wear Siri out. I wear Siri out every day.
Yeah, that's what it's there for.
It's out there.
Look, I'll be asking Siri, how you spell this word? What's the definition?
And that's I love that. And I love that you do that, Mr. Lewis. And not that it's related, but I just watched a video and I love that you use Siri to do that. And you use your tools because unfortunately some of us may have something called learned helplessness.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just basically the inability to think that we can do things for ourselves. So just my thing for today, and just every time, we hope that just by using technology, you have the ability, you have the strength, you have in the happiness of learning and searching for things that you need and use in your daily life. So yes, please use Siri to ask, how do you spell this? Use Siri, how to do this. Use the internet, use Safari, use maps to find directions, to find a 5-minute faster route to your destination. Use FaceTime to make those calls and those connections. Use camera to, make art or create something beautiful, So you are only limited to what you think in your mind. So I just want everyone to, use these tools to better yourselves, and it feels really good to help yourself and learn more.
I even asked Siri the other day because I'm thinking about remodeling my bathroom, and I asked her what's the side effect of purchasing a walk-in bathtub. And when they gave me the answer as far as saying like you had to sit in the water cold water till it fill up, and then when you want to get out, you had to sit in there for the water to drain out before you get out the bathtub. I said nope.
Well, again, searching for different things, it's you have the tools. You don't have to wait to get your questions answered. You can, you'd be on calls like this or go on the internet and really find your way with everything that's available. So good. Okay. App Store, Siri. Okay, Siri, how do I make it so I can activate Siri with my voice? What do I do? What's the first step?
Oh, you said that again? Well, you can go to settings.
And set it up.
Settings, and then what do I do? Where do I go?
Siri and search or
Siri.
Yes,
Go to
Yeah,
Siri.
that was a few years ago. That's when it used to be Siri and search.
Used
But
to be Siri and search way
now
back.
it's just Siri.
Yes.
And then what do I hit?
You look for Siri, and then
On
you
the
pick
right hand side, which one do I hit?
Voice.
you pick what voice you want: female, male,
Well,
English.
that's the you can pick what kind of voice you want Siri to have, but
I
how
can't
do you
even hear them, man.
how do you turn it on?
Honey,
Which do you
You can
Talk
say,
to
"Hey
Siri.
Siri," or you can just start saying
but
Siri.
no,
Talk
what
to
if we have
Siri.
yes, talk to Siri, because what if
Talk
we
to
haven't
Siri.
activated it before, right?
oh,
Yes, talk
Yeah.
to Siri. So this is how I have it off of my iPad, okay? But if you wanted to turn it on or back off, just with your voice, you can always activate Siri. You see it says press hold for
Yeah.
Siri. I have that option turned on. So if I hold hold the button, then I'm gonna Miss Brenda, are you saying something?
Talking, I can't hear nothing he's saying.
Okay. Okay, thank you so much. So I have that on right here at the bottom, but look, it says off, and then it says Hey Siri or Hey Siri. So if when you tap on either option, you will get Siri to ask you some prompts. If you've never done it before, it'll ask you to say a few prompts that you see on the screen. But yes, you can simply turn it off or on, being able to use voice with Siri at any point. So who uses their voice with Siri?
Oh, your
Who
own
says
I do.
My own
you
voice?
do?
I'd say, hey Siri.
Yes. Use the
I
talk to Siri feature. Do you ever say Hey Siri and use it Siri like
Yes.
that, or do you use the home button?
I
No,
just
I
say,
say, hey Siri.
Okay, so you use your voice. So I was asking, do you use your voice to activate Siri, or do you use the home button?
You know what? When you were
I
saying
use
that,
I
both.
use both.
Both? Okay, I use both too.
I use what?
Sometimes I'm in the car and I can't find glasses to look up anything. I just ask Siri for the person and call the person.
Yes. Oh, that's when
What's
if
that?
let's say I'm riding on let's say I'm riding on a scooter. I'm not going to be able to take out my phone as much as I want, but because I have Siri, I can basically just use my voice and
Yeah,
have it call, text whoever without using my hands. And I love
yeah.
that. If you're in the kitchen and your iPad or iPhone's in the living room and as long as it's face up, if my phone is face down, then it won't activate no matter how many times I say it, right? So keep that in mind too. But if I say, you know, hey Siri, set a timer for blah blah blah, or that's a very big use. If you I do that all the time for my phone, like an alarm. Maybe my phone's charging on this side of the room and I'm in bed. I don't feel like getting up and my phone is up. I can be like, hey Siri, set a blank AM alarm, and it will set it for me. So
And Siri can be smart too.
Alex,
very smart.
sometimes I could be talking near Siri and she'll come
And
on.
Siri answer.
because you
she'll
may
come
see
on.
words similar, like seriously, or you
Oh,
may
something similar to her name. She'll come
that
right on.
sounds too,
Talk to
yes,
me.
because Siri's to your voice. So if there's a similar sounding voice on the TV that says like, seriously, or another word that sounds similar, it may
Siri
Oh,
get into your conversation sometimes.
Sure does.
if you say something like seriously and you say it slow enough.
Sounds like her name.
But that's the whole point. Again, no matter where it's at, as long as you know that it's on or not on, but as long as it's not face down your device and you're able to ask it anything, and it'll either say yes, no, or maybe so. No. um,
You know,
you
I
ask.
just said the name and it answers. Oh my God.
You have to be, you just always have to keep in mind, and it's good. Anytime you ask Siri something, they pretty much give you kind of like some leeway. Like, let's say you actually said another person's name when you meant another person's name. Like, hey Siri, send Alex a message, but you really meant to say, hey Siri, send Alice a message. When it does the first time, it will be like, send it. And you can be like, no, send it to this person instead. And that way you can, again, adjust it without using your hands. But
Never
see what
tried.
I'm saying? So very useful. Weather, you can ask it for directions. You can ask it about anything, like the person or what's going on. You can ask it to FaceTime, to send a message. You can ask it to open apps. You know, there are so
I wonder if you can ask them to sing you a song.
Why y'all get me?
I want. I'm gonna try it when I get on.
Yes, yes. Of course, we can't use Siri now on the iPad, but as long as we're on the call, but just test these different things out. Okay? We're doing so well. And with it, you guys are answering it very well. We're all in this together. So,
But in reference to you saying change the voice, you can, because I think you told us that once before. How you go?
So
Because we
look,
thought it was a female voice.
I hit the back button and I go back to Siri, and 2 spaces below talk to Siri, it says voice. You can change the voice of Siri to whatever that you like.
American, Australian, British, whatever.
Okay.
Isn't that amazing? You can have any kind of voice that you like. And under these, there are female voices and male voices.
Sky fade, the setting sun. As the stars.
Hey, I'm unmuted. Now what up? Yeah, you gotta take that suit.
Miss Brenda, we can hear you.
Gotta wait.
Yeah, we can hear you, Miss Brenda. Thank you. So this is a series. So make sure you just try to go through some of the things we went over today, so you can really just be solid and knowing where you need to go. Okay. Let's go on to, we're almost done for today, but you guys are doing amazing. Let's go on. I think the last topic we'll talk about is Zoom. We're going to really deep dive into email in 2 weeks. Make sure you come on for that. Next week, we're doing module 2. So more about buttons, about Siri, about other features. So make sure you come on for that. So
Alex, when are you going to show how to text again? I never wanted to learn. I didn't try, but it's almost imperative that I learn that for a reason. So the next time I want to make sure if I can learn how to text.
Okay, sure. That's module 4, Gracie. So that's about 3 weeks from today. But as always, I highly recommend you you check out Cyber Seniors and to give them a call. So that way, if you want to kind of one-on-one, but it's all about activating messages and then sending it. But maybe this afternoon I got you. So just hold on, okay, with that? I got you.
Yeah, I'm gonna be in the class and I'm gonna try to learn as you teach us. Yeah.
I cannot hear you. Okay,
Alex. So you've done it before, but I just didn't try. I've seen you show us how
You sound like I cannot hear you. Stop.
Miss Brenda, you can't hear me? Miss Brenda, you can't hear me?
That's what she sounded like.
You're not muted. We can hear you, Miss Brenda. Are you having a challenge or are you okay?
What'd you say, Alex?
Are you having a challenge right now or are you okay?
No, I can't hear you on my phone. If my daughter called me and she was on my phone and you got disconnected.
Okay, so I would try to increase that volume and making sure that that's a good point. You have that audio button at the top right or on your device when you're in Zoom. I know you're on your phone, so it may look a little different than here on the iPad, but at the top right, make sure you have that audio and making sure that it's connected fully, okay? So we can hear you though. Hope that helps. Okay. So if I'm in Zoom right here, y'all, again, how did I get this toolbar to come up? How did I
tap on the screen?
I tap on the screen.
Anywhere on the screen that's not a button, right? Any open space, right? I can tap anywhere. If I don't touch the screen for a couple of seconds, it goes away on its own, right?
Yes.
So what you notice and what I always recommend, hey, please do, if you don't see any captions on the screen yourself or a video that we watch, or if you just want to read what people say, you notice I have the captions on.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that pretty?
You got to this one.
Show CC.
Yes, isn't that pretty neat that you can read exactly what I'm saying, pretty much?
Yeah.
I'm glad you got to this one, Alice, because I was waiting for this.
Yeah.
I'm in Zoom in church, and I tap on the CC for the caption. I'm telling you, that thing say everything but what the pastor is saying. And it be cutting off words or even just.
And it say what you don't say.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I was glad you.
Well, I'm 100% sure because look at what we're doing right now. We're saying things and it's very, very accurate. So I mean, if it's over Zoom, then all I can recommend is for the person that's speaking is that they just, you know, speak up and into the microphone as best they can. But here's
No.
if you don't see what it says, just make sure that the language, I hit more, and then I'm going to hit captions and translations. Make sure the caption language is in English. If you want to hear English, if you hear it, and
You
if you
got
want
to
to
send it over before you send it. If you
It shows everything. I mean, it shows the word, but it's not what he's saying. The pastor when he's teaching.
Is there other people that are not muted? Maybe there are others speaking at the same time on the Zoom.
No, this is when I'm in church, because you know I have my Zoom in church, and the pastor be in the pulpit, and he be teaching the word, and the words that he be saying would not be what's coming up on my screen.
And coming on the screen.
It'd be a bunch of other stuff that don't even.
Well, I mean, is there other, okay, if you're in there and this pastor is also there again, is it quiet or is there?
Yeah, it's quiet. Yeah, it's quiet.
Again, I'm just trying to get a context. What we're doing now, as you can see on mine, it's very accurate, like 99%.
Not only is it accurate, your letters are much larger, but when I'm in my Zoom in church, the letters are not this large, it's smaller.
Okay, well,
like underneath your name, you see how the letters are underneath your names? That's the size.
You can't see it because you see it differently than I do. I'm hosting the share, so
you can't see nobody's name. Okay.
Yeah, I can't see it exactly as you're seeing it, but what I recommend that you do is if you want the letters to be bigger, thank you for just letting me think, because if you're seeing it from your way, there should be a little bar because I'm sharing my screen. So you have the screen share and the captions. In the middle is that little line. If you hold the middle of the line and drag it up, you can make the captions bigger. I would try that out. Just seeing what happens with that. I'm not 100% sure. It's been a while since I've seen captions from a participant view. So
yeah, because it's coming through real clear now as you and I are having a conversation on my screen. It's coming through real clear. But when I'm in church, it's not even this size. It's the size of your name, which you can't see, and the words are not what he's saying. When
well, like if there's an echo, that may be a thing. If they are not on Zoom, and if the mic is not close to them, that's just my
okay.
Because anytime I've experienced these captions, they are very, even in other languages, it does a very good job. So I would just double test or double check on what's going on. Okay.
Some of the words come out okay, and some don't. Like sound alike. That I would say Brenda, and it said Drenda.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even though I'm just reading it now, it's doing a pretty good job. So
it's doing good now, but when I'm in church,
Well, just now with the knowledge, I would see what happens next time. Okay.
Okay. What were those steps you told me to do?
Well, again, it's maybe I'll try, but there should be a way that you can make it bigger with the font size. I mean the text size. Sorry, and it should be. Let's see.
What am I going to settings or something?
No. Again, I would. We try to keep things pretty simple, so it wouldn't be that like that. So give me a moment. So let me turn on my caption.
Last Sunday I was just laughing. I'm saying, Lord have mercy, he's just like Chinese.
So okay, are you on your iPad when you're there or your phone?
Oh no, I'm on my iPad.
Okay, so I'll I will definitely have to test some things out because yes, when I'm on my phone here, uh, I can see that the captions are a little bit small. Okay, so I just recommend you have your iPad horizontally. You know, if I have it vertically, it's not smaller per se, but you know, it looks a little bigger when your iPad is horizontal in that way. So I will see what I can do for
Okay.
for the change on that, and I appreciate that. I have that written down. Can I change the font size of the captions on iPhone? I just tried on my iPhone or text size, and I don't see the specific feature, so I'll see where
Ask
we
Siri.
I'll see where we go from there. Good, good.
Okay.
Okay.
That
But
ain't a
yes,
bad idea, Gracie. I might try that. Okay.
the captions, is a very useful feature when you're on your device. And it's good to be able to read what someone says, but also hear what they say.
Yeah. Well, the reason why it's good for me, because sometimes when he pronounce, like I say, I use it also when he be teaching, but also sometimes there's some words that he say that I can't spell, but when I have that caption on, I can spell the word,
Mhm.
what he's saying.
It's it's so important to be accessible, whether you can read or cannot read, see, cannot see, hear, cannot hear. There are different ways you could go about different things. Um, all right.
But I
Uh,
do like the caption. I do like it.
yeah, oh, me, I have it on all the time.
Yeah.
It makes my mind work a little, just a little bit less. uh, how do I how do I send a thumbs up? What do I hit?
Reaction. Reaction.
Reaction.
Amongst
And
other things,
then,
right?
and then
So
yeah.
you hit the thumbs up. So I love that. You can do they have some by default, so that are just already there. Like the clapping, the heart, the laughing, the party ones. Yes, test it out. Again, we're all about testing things out over here.
Yeah.
You can hit the three dots at the end and choose any of Apple's emojis to send as a reaction. If your video is on, so I just started my video. How did I start my video? What did I hit?
How do you do what?
How did I start my video? What do I hit?
Start video.
And where is that?
At the bottom on your bar.
Yes, on the left-hand side, right, Dolores? Where it says
Yes.
start video with that camera
Start
icon and
video.
line.
Yeah.
Yes, yes. It's so important to look at that red line for the mic and the video. If you have like Dolores, Miss Gracie, I see Miss Louise, Miss Dina. I see all of you are unmuted. You don't have the red line over your mic. If you say something, everyone's gonna be able to hear it.
Mhm.
Right? Just like the video, right? I see some of you may have your video on again. If you have something on your video showing, others may, be able to see that. So you always got to keep that mic in mind, your microphone, and you got to keep that camera in mind. Okay. But yes, you start if when you have your video on, you could go back to reactions. Now you can send a reaction with an effect. So look, if I hit the rocket ship, let me go to my video. This is if you see where I'm raising that's my laptop camera right here, but my camera right there, my iPad one. Look, if I hit reactions and then I hit the rocket ship, look at the bottom left. There are rocket ships in my video. So you can really have a lot of fun with the reactions. Okay. Have you all sent with an effect before?
Yes, in
Again,
church when they say clap your hands, I clap. I was so glad to learn
yes.
that one.
Well, yes, you could do that one with the effect, or you can just do it in the video, or you could just do the regular clap your hands. And you see it goes through the screen,
Yeah.
which is really cool. You can see other reactions while you're looking at the screen share
Oh,
or
let's
the
see.
video. That's pretty neat, isn't it?
Okay.
Good, good.
Um,
So we went over the mics, the videos a bit, the reactions, the share, the CC. Um,
okay.
Good. How I do this in module 6, but how do I adjust my background? Maybe for my video. You see my video right now is some leaves and grass. How do I adjust my background?
Go to more.
Yeah, more, because all the other options are like singular options. You go to more for all the other ones.
Background and effects.
Yes. And then you can choose one that you have. You can choose none. You don't have to have a
Pick
background.
the one that you
That's
have.
that's not fun. I mean, it's cool, but that's not fun. I love having a background. Look, I could be here or here or here or all these different ones that I've uploaded in the past. And they stay, which is pretty neat. So even hey, wow, it's up.
Alan, did you say what the white bar was for? I forgot. Did you say that?
Say that again.
The white bar on the icon down before you get to more.
I'm not sure where are you speaking?
No, when you listen to everything at the bottom of the screen where you were talking about, the mute.
So look, besides more, all of the other tools or the features or the buttons, they're pretty much single use for that purpose. Participants, you look at participants. Chat, look at the chat. Reactions, you look at reactions. More is where everything else is. Because again, they can't fit everything onto the screen, like every single thing. They got to have that, which is smart to have that more button so we can have all the other features.
Yeah.
So yes, more. There are some other ones here that we've talked about in the past, more, etc. But if you want to do your backgrounds and effects, you go to backgrounds and effects. And then you can adjust your background, change it, add it. And there are other features like the filters, the avatars. So it's a lot of different options when you're in.
Or you can go back out and get a picture from the.
You can add as many. You can, use any pictures from your Photos app and add them to your background and just have a lot of fun. I do it every day for our highlight of the day, because today is Harlem Globetrotters Day. That's why in my background I have the Harlem Globetrotters team. So you can really express yourself through your background. So today, we went over a lot in module 1, such as we went over Zoom, we went over the App Store, iPad storage, we went over Wi-Fi, we went over the Maps app and those features, Siri. We talked about camera, FaceTime, buttons. And you guys did amazing, 10 out of 10, as I said you all would. So I knew that you were more than capable, and it is, the basics are very important. That way you can just take things straight away, and keep those maintained, so that way you can more deep dive into different apps and other features and other things that you can do. But it's always good to have a foundation. So does anyone have any questions about anything that we talked about today? Any questions?
Did you say what is the white bar used for?
I didn't say anything about a white bar. All I said at the toolbar here is that all the other buttons that besides more is single use, like chat for the chat, reactions for the reaction. More houses all the other things or features that you can adjust or do when you're in a meeting. That answers your question, Ms. Lawrence?
Well, like you said, you didn't mention about the white bar, so it wasn't for me to know.
Nope.
Okay, but other than that, yeah, everything is good. Yeah, you explain everything well, what I need to know. I appreciate it.
Oh, I appreciate that as well. When you're in a Zoom meeting, again, all you're doing is just what we're doing now. We're talking, chatting. Sometimes we use the toolbar. Hey, I need to turn on my video. And, obvious reason. Hey, I need to cut my mic off. I'm on the phone, or I'm speaking to someone in my home, right? So besides that, and sending a reaction, which we love, or going to the chat, I haven't talked about every feature, but just saying your hellos and your goodbyes, and being able to add a photo to the chat, or emojis, or just express your questions and comments, and sharing your screen sometimes, changing your background. Those are all things that are there to help and to assist. So try to, hopefully you learned something new.
Yeah.
Today. So any questions about anything else, anything that we covered today? Any other questions? All right. Well, that was a good session. I really appreciate it. I think I'm going to upload this one, and there are some other things that we talk about in module 1, like Apple accounts, and a little bit about email. But I think this was a good overview on some things to check in on as we go through the new year, but also just to know how to do, so we can go into some other ideas and new things for the iPad, and other devices. So thank you all so much for coming.
Thank you. Thank you for your teaching.
Thank you.
Overview. I really did.
Yeah.